Yo, what's the deal? You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Cartier. You in Cartier World today. We got another reaction video, bro. Need y'all to like, comment, sub up, man. Like, comment, sub up. Do y'all thing, bro. We running them numbers up. We doing our shit. We coming back to back, man. Know it's more hot topics. So y'all turn on them post notifications. Do y'all shit, bro. For real, for real. I appreciate y'all. I see y'all as all love, man. We trying to run it up. We need 5,000 subs. But today, we got Adam and Suspect get into heated argument after Sus questions Adam's validity in hip hop. Sheesh. I ain't gonna lie, if I gotta make a prediction before I even press play, this is the wrong argument, brother. You got two egotistical niggas going at it. Adam, big ego. Suspect, big ego. You know. Of course, we all question Adam because he white. But he been doing it for some years now, you know. He do got a little time in the game when it come to talking about hip hop on that end. Then you got Suspect. I mean, that nigga just, you know what I'm saying? Once he get to going, he might not stop. You feel me? If he feel like he right. So yeah, man, we gonna tap in and see.
Y'all both talk about two different things.
You thought
On the
you knew
dead
more
on.
hip hop about me, you lost the conversation.
At the moment that you start arguing from authority and arguing that your opinion is better just because of your life experience,
Oh shit. They done started off on 10. Hold on. That nigga said the moment you start arguing from authority, he like, nigga, I'm the boss. Hold on. You know what I'm saying? I sign your checks. You on my platform. So damn. Alright.
you're saying right now,
They said that, and I agree.
you're leaning
Y'all doing
on
that
your
shit
life
again.
experience to say that you should
I agree.
automatically win the
I didn't
argument.
say that. I didn't
That's
say
what you just
I
said.
didn't say automatically. But no, the moment that you tried to discredit, like you know, how do you know more hip hop about me? How?
No, but what you're doing right now,
No,
acting
but
as if
that's the question.
Why I'm
How?
talking? Stop talking while I'm talking. You're
Adam, check it, this nigga. Stop talking while I'm talking, bro. Nigga, that's that you on my platform, I sign your checks type of power. I ain't gonna lie, Adam a cold nigga. He straight face. He ain't going, you know, showing too much of a range of emotions. He just like saying what it is. Damn. I ain't never heard a nigga really tell Sus that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Suspect type of nigga that just he gonna talk a man, he gonna say a lot of shit. You know what I mean? He just gonna get to talking and talking.
now that my
Oh, he shut up.
Why are you interrupting so much?
I want to know the question. You didn't answer the question. You was done talking, and I
No,
asked the
no,
question,
no.
and you interrupted.
You're asking why am I allowed to have a legitimate opinion
not
on
what
hip hop?
I'm saying.
No, you're saying that my
That's not
opinion
what I
can't
said.
count compared to
That's not
yours.
what I said. I said the moment that you insinuated, like the moment that child was ready, and then you said like, oh, like Suspect knows more than hip hop about me, nigga. You came in hip hop in '32. I was born into hip hop.
What are you talking about? I've been listening to rap since I was a tiny child.
Bro.
No, but this argument is you taking an L because you're arguing that I can't have an argument.
I'm not saying you can't have an argument.
No, but you're
Stop saying
arguing that my
I didn't
opinion.
say you can't
But
have
why
an
is my
Suspect, you can't have an argument with your boss like that. Hold on, nigga. Master's talking to you. You can't do that. You will be off that platform fucking around. You can't get all the hyper passive aggressive with him like you do all the other niggas. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how that's gonna roll over on the back end. Yeah, but you know, I do feel him. At least he ain't just backing down. He is, but I don't know, man. He a little like, you know, I don't know if he makes his points that he makes, they're so emotion based. I don't know if that they'll really stand up, you know, and mean anything because it's coming from such an emotional place. So I'ma listen and see. He said he was born into hip hop. Adam started hip hop at 32. Adam about what, 40 years or something, 40 something. He been doing this shit for a minute. I want to say probably what, like 2016, 2015 ish. Uh, you know, but that doesn't mean he wasn't a hip hop listener prior to this.
opinion less relevant than yours. That's not the kind of thing that people will. No, on a podcast, that's not what you do. You don't tell the other person that their opinion doesn't count because they're white or because they're old or whatever. Well, that's what you're saying. And you're lying because you just said that I got into hip hop at 32.
I didn't say that. You got into talking to rappers at 32, did you not?
No, yeah.
Okay, then. Nigga, I was born into hip hop.
Okay.
What are you talking about? I was judging battles.
I'm saying that if you go on a podcast and you argue that your opinion matters more than the other person. No, that's what you're saying right now.
I didn't say it matters more.
No, that's literally what you just said.
And the only reason I brought that up is because when that chat came up, you immediately insinuated like, oh, how does Suspect know more? And I just told you how. You came into hip hop at 32.
That's not true. You're lying. I've been listening to hip hop.
So Suspect just saying he know more about hip hop than Adam, not saying his opinion is more valid. That's what Sus is arguing. But Adam might be trying to put words into his mouth. You know, Adam is this. You know, Adam a mastermind with this shit.
I was a small child since I was in elementary school. Just because you were hanging out with Lush at battles doesn't mean
that. And being in it are completely separate things.
How are you in it? Just because you were going to live shows?
No, not
because you're going to battles.
I'm judging battles.
I'm saying
I'm judging battles at 12.
Suspect. If you're gonna have why do I keep talking and then you start talking over me?
You didn't let me answer.
Shouldn't we let each other talk? No, but you keep saying the same thing over and over.
How? And then I tried to answer.
That nigga's emotions is everywhere. Golly, like you gotta be able to contain yourself and have a knowledgeable conversation without all this. But this is what make it entertaining, Suspect. I'm gonna keep it 100.
I'm going to explain to you like a pretty simple concept in podcasting, which is
you got it, bro. You won.
If we're going to have an argument, you can't tell me that I can't have an opinion.
You got it. You won.
Why are you doing this little spoiled brat thing?
You got it. You got it. You won.
Oh, man.
I bet it is. It's sad that you feel like at 32, as being a fan of hip hop and somebody who's actually in hip hop.
No, you're doing it again. You're doing it again.
How do you know?
You're telling me I can't have an opinion on rap because I'm white.
I didn't say you can't have an opinion. Where did white come into this? I said 32. I never said white. I said 32.
So because I became successful interviewing rappers at 32, that undermines my opinion.
That's not what I said.
That is literally what you just got done saying.
You keep putting words into my mouth. That's not what I said.
The only words I'm putting in your mouth are the ones that you literally just said.
No. Repeat what I said, not words in my mouth. Say exactly what I said. Quote me. Don't put your perception of what I said on it. Quote me, nigga.
I'm just saying.
Don't put your perception on it.
This podcast.
Oh, he turned up right there. Almighty, you might not have a job next week. You keep talking to this man like that, bro. I'm gonna keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? He ain't finna let you mark him out like this.
Very, very boring if every argument got broken down to I have more authority in hip hop. If we want to talk about who has more authority in hip hop, listen, I can talk about my accolades in terms of what I've accomplished in hip hop. You might have been in it for a long time. I got the accolades.
That's where y'all gonna
I got accolades I shouldn't even bother to mention.
Y'all gonna come to the same point again where y'all talking about two different things. You get what I'm saying? Right now, y'all even arguing two different things. The whole thing started.
No, but he's the one telling me now that I can't even have an opinion because I'm white and because I became successful in hip hop when I was older.
Who said white? I said 32. More words in my mouth. What are you talking about?
I think that's what you're getting at. What are you about to eat?
If I'm gonna get at something, I'm gonna say it. I'm not gonna insinuate a thing. It's fried chicken.
I'm challenging you to prove that you're not actually triggered and mad by like being able to have like a normal conversation about this as well.
The only reason I got mad is when the super chat read it and you insinuated like you had more hip hop knowledge than me, nigga. Please.
No, my issue.
Oh, buddy, stand on it. He like, bro, as he just like Adam. You don't have more hip hop knowledge than me. Actually, I don't know, bro. I don't know who got the most knowledge, cause. You know, Almighty is of the culture, but Adam is a geek of the culture. He's a nerd. The nigga didn't study this shit like it was, nigga, like it's an exam. So I can't say who has more knowledge or whatever, you know. And Adam is, he kind of putting words in his mouth at the same time to win this argument, but it is funny. Like I said, two egotistical prideful niggas going at it, basically.
Super chat is my issue with what you're saying in general too, which is that we shouldn't be having a conversation
I didn't
in
say
which
that.
we tell the
More
other
perception.
person that their opinion matters
More
less
perception.
because of their lived experience.
More perception.
Could you imagine me and DW arguing about rap and him saying, well, I'm from Long Beach, so your opinion doesn't matter? That's
If we're talking
retarded.
about some Long Beach shit, does your opinion not more
If
matter
you're
more?
talking
We're
about
talking
some
about
Long Beach
hip-hop in
shit,
general.
you can't tell me nothing.
I was born in hip hop. What aren't you understanding? He's born in Long Beach.
Okay.
He can talk to more Long Beach shit about
No,
it.
if we're talking
I was
Long Beach,
born
for
in
sure that
hip-hop.
makes sense.
You were
No, but
born
what
in
you're
some
doing right now is
middle
exactly what I'm
America,
talking about.
right? I was born in hip hop. How can somebody whose whole culture, everything they live and breathe?
This is an interesting way for you
get
to
what I'm
choose to
saying?
lose this argument.
No. I'm about to break it down for you. Do our culture don't live and breathe hip hop? Yes or no? Do it not?
That
Our
doesn't
culture-
make you
our
right in
culture
this
live and
argument.
breathe- No, I'm not saying
Just because
right.
you've been hanging out at
we know
battles.
that.
I'm saying my
You know that.
opinion.
Yeah, you
We're
know
talking
that.
about right. Let me get my opinion.
What does
out.
hanging
so
out
what
at
you
battles?
saying?
Why does hanging out at battles make you?
He frustrated.
I'm
Fishing
in
here
the
on this.
culture. I never said better. Can I get my opinion out?
Why? But you were just
Why
hanging
you
out
keep
at
putting
battles.
Your perception. Hanging out at a battle and judging a battle is completely different.
Okay.
I judge the battle rap.
What is the difference between
My-
listening?
I ain't gonna lie, this shows me Almighty don't have no more respect for Adam. I don't know if it's because he see how shady the nigga is, but I could tell by the way he talking to him, getting at him, he don't have respect for Adam as his superior or boss. I could see that from his body language, you know what I'm saying? Everything, like he has lost respect. I don't know if it's from the Reddit, the people, his surroundings, but you could just tell by the way he getting at him, you know, and Adam, if you watching this, shit, I don't know if nigga gonna have a job next week.
Music and being obsessed with music and
A fan.
doing that, but then
fan.
also
What's the
sitting on
difference
a
from
couch
being
at a
fan of
battle.
gang banging and being inside gang banging? What is he
But
talking
being
about?
inside it doesn't make you an expert on it.
Being inside gang banging don't make you more knowledgeable than a fan?
Yeah, it does.
No,
does.
for sure, for
It
sure.
does.
You're the outsider.
Who's
but-
does.
Hey, who's a bigger expert on gangs? A guy who like writes a book on gangs and like really like breaks it down, or
The nigga who live
Crit
it every
Mac,
day.
who's really
Crit
only
Mac-
exposed
Crit Mac-
to one
Crit-
gang?
Crit Mac no more
Crit
than
Mac
that
no
nigga.
more than a nigga
Then
who
the
write
guy
a
who
book.
wrote the book. I'm
Yes.
not saying me,
Because
but I'm
he's
saying
in
like
it.
a guy who wrote
But
the
look,
book on it.
I know that.
talking about?
Fuck.
The nigga
So
who wrote
you're
the
telling me
fan.
you're telling me
Nigga.
that a random fucking dude who happens to be in a
Crit
gang
Mac gonna know some
is
shit you
more
don't
of an
know.
authority on gangs than a guy who
I'm gonna
studies
say
it for his
more of an
entire
authority.
life. Now this is just like a
I'm talking
metaphor.
about a nigga who was born in
I'm not gonna say
If
more
you born
authority.
in your hood,
Like,
a nigga who wrote a book about
police
your hood
got
no
more
more because
authority.
he studied it?
All I'm saying
Because he
is,
studied it. Come on.
suspect, nobody.
Who we talking
I ain't gonna lie, he low key cooking that nigga Adam right now. He making some points. He just very emotional based. He real dramatic with his delivery, but I do get what he's saying. I don't know if that comparison correlates. Like, oh, why are you comparing gangbanging and music like a person living somewhere? I don't think that's the same thing. Yeah, I wouldn't say that's the same thing because hip hop is not a physical location, but your neighborhood is a physical location. And we truly don't know how long Adam has been studying this shit, you know.
Suspect. Let me just
What
make
are
my
you talking
point.
about?
Nobody wants to watch a podcast in which you proclaim that you have the only valid opinion
never
because
said
of the
that.
fact
That's
that
what
you
you're
used to hang out
saying.
with Lush at battles.
That's what you're saying.
No,
I
that's what
never
you said.
I never brought up
Why do you
Lush.
keep saying
I never
things that
said
denying
any of
that you send them?
I quote me. Stop putting
This
your
has happened a lot of
perception
times
shit.
in a row now.
I never quoted anything. You're not quoting me. I'm saying-
No, I
you
am.
hear me? No, that's
I'm
not a quote.
directly
That's not a
quoting you.
quote. No. Like I said, once again, a nigga who was born in the culture knows more than a
You-
fan.
You're doing it again.
Oh, that's a fact, is it not? A nigga who born in Long Beach.
Oh, yeah.
And
hold
my
on, hold
response
on.
to that
So
is
he's exactly right.
My
You-
response to
you-
that is
you're
that
right. No.
suspect. Nobody wants to listen to a podcast where you talk about how you're the only one who gets to have a valid
I didn't say
opinion.
only one.
Hold on, but his thing is, you saying since he white, he
I didn't say white. He said white.
Why you throwing rocks and hiding your hands?
I said
Because we all
32.
know what you're fucking
I said
saying.
32.
Look, no.
He's
because
throwing
Lush-
rocks and
Lush-
hiding his
no,
hand.
No. I'm about to tell
He's
you why
throwing
I'm not.
rocks and hiding his hand.
I'm not.
I can tell
Lush
you
is
why
a
you
white
went-
man.
because you said the culture. You said the culture.
Listen, let him.
One mic.
Let me.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Let me
Go
dismantle
ahead.
his lie. He's trying to say.
But then
white.
he's gonna
Let
say
me
something, and then I'm
dismantle
gonna
my
repeat it
lie.
back to him, and then he's gonna tell me that he never
He's
said
talking
that.
about one mic, and I'm trying to get my opinion now, but I'm
Go ahead.
Because you
Go
keep
ahead.
saying the same
I'm talking
thing.
over here. Listen, I'm about to say something completely different if you'll shut the fuck up. Listen, he's
He's
talking
hot.
about white, right? if I call Lush is way more knowledgeable about hip hop than him, because Lush has actually been in it for 30 years.
That's
But see,
He's
this,
a fan.
again,
I'm not talking about
he's
white.
saying that you ain't been in it.
I told him that he
You're
shouldn't
not in
be
nothing.
arguing that his opinion is the only one that it matters
I didn't
because of
say
his life
matter.
experience. But now he's saying the same thing about Lush.
No, listen.
He's putting Lush as a stand-in for himself. My argument is that our arguments, our arguments should be able to stand on their own.
You
have no argument here.
More than you because he's in it more.
You gave
I ain't gonna lie, Adam, you getting cooked right now, boy. That nigga grilling your ass.
having an argument, and now you're arguing that you're the only one who gets to have an argument.
He said white.
He's saying he's not saying this because you white. He's saying Lush been in hip hop for real for a long time.
I know because he realizes that it's kind of tacky to just talk about himself, so now he's something lushy. He's something lushy.
Now you're trying to tell me what I realize in my head. More perception.
I'm breaking down what you're doing right now because it's so transparent.
More perception. Quote me, nigga.
It's so transparent.
You tried to say that I said you don't know shit because you came in this as a white man in 32. That's not what I said. I never said white. And then I gave you an example of a white man who's actually been in it who knows more than you. That's why I said white. You said white. Let's know.
You notice that not once in this argument have I flexed my accolades?
You just said white.
Which is that?
Sound like that's what you want to do.
Suspect. Here's a question.
Not rapping.
Who has created the most successful podcast on the West Coast in the history of the internet?
Do this. I knew Cole was about to do that.
That's different. Being a spectator.
Look at him moving the goalpost. Now you don't rap. Who's the most successful?
He is, Suspect is moving the goalpost. Yeah, man, accolades count, bro. That's what count. That's what we judge this shit off of. Accolades, notoriety. It's a lot. And Adam got a point. Like, nigga, I got accolades for this shit. Like, come on, bro. Now, he is putting words in Suspect mouth, but we don't know. Maybe before this, Suspect did say like, hey, or behind the scenes, off camera, he like, nigga, my opinion is more valid, and your opinion don't really count because you this, that, and the third. And now he hopping on camera like he don't know. I don't believe that. I do think Adam might be truly gaslighting this nigga, but at the same time, like, I don't know if Almighty knows more than Adam or his. Yeah, I don't know if he know more than Adam about hip hop. I'm gonna be honest. Shit, I can't. I wouldn't look and say that, but maybe he do.
Person in the media space on the West Coast of the last 10 years.
Let me give an example.
No, that's an honest question.
Let me give an example.
You tell me. No, I want you to answer me. Who's the most successful person building a media platform on the West Coast? No, stop. One mic.
What's the name of OG Crit?
One mic.
You get what I'm trying to say? How is the spectator more knowledgeable about the person who's actually involved in it?
One mic.
How?
One single mic.
It doesn't make sense.
Individual mic. One mic.
It doesn't make sense.
One mic.
How is the spectator
more
knowledgeable than the person inside it?
Okay, are you done? Suspect.
How is Street TV more knowledgeable than a Crip his whole life? Because he's been spectating Crip shit for a long time. That don't make you more knowledgeable than a nigga who was born in it.
That's insane. Suspect.
How is that insane? A nigga who's
the guy who's a gang expert who gets hired by the government
Facts.
to consult them on gang activities and trials is more knowledgeable than just a random dude.
So he can tell you more about the insanes than you.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I see Adam low-key taking it back. Now he winning the argument again, in my opinion, because an expert is an expert. That's somebody who is paid to study this shit, and nigga, he do this 24/7 in his sleep. And just because somebody lived there or in it longer or whatever in it doesn't mean necessarily he more knowledgeable than a quote-unquote spectator, because you could just get your rank up, you can get your knowledge up, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit, just because somebody started basketball at 14 and someone started at 8 don't mean that the other one is more knowledgeable. They could have just learned it in a shorter amount of time. Now, there will be advantages for the other person who was born in it or in that area, of course, but I'm not going to say it necessarily mean they more knowledgeable.
nigga who been spectating and
No, but he could
what are
tell
we
more
talking
about the entirety of the
No, he can't.
culture.
No, he
Facts.
can't.
Yes.
No, he can't tell you more about Insanes than a spectator. How?
So the guy who studied it for his entire
They
life.
talking about two different things. That's what
That's
I'm
his
trying to
problem.
tell you.
But he doesn't want to talk about what I'm talking about because he knows it's over.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
His whole
I've been
argument is
saying
that I don't get to have an
I've been
argument.
saying that, bro.
A person who could.
You're not on mic.
Oh shit.
No, but I mean, you can get on mic, but you're not on mic.
All right, we got P-Nice in the building.
Shut up, P Nice. What's up, G? How you doing?
Y'all both saying some real shit.
Nah, so a person like you were saying, Adam, a person that studying this shit, they would know a lot. Probably a lot more than a person that's been actually banging this shit.
Because he watching
Because they
this shit.
studying it.
Because the
They
average
probably
dude from
asked
your
him,
hood.
They probably asked him, they probably asked you, getting all the information that they need. But as far as experience,
Right.
I go with you. You feel me? A nigga don't got experience on a nigga who studied. You feel me?
But the
it's
thing
like,
is,
it's like a football coach.
We're talking about the average gang member, and my argument is that the average dude from your hood does not know a lot about what's going on outside of his immediate area.
That's what makes
And for
us
sure,
That's what makes us
if you're a
not so
gangbanger in Long Beach, you have absolutely no reason to know what the fuck is going on in the valley.
Morning it does though.
Who
Not your
cares?
average.
Some of them might know.
not
You
my
say
argument.
It's very rare.
You say you cover the world on it. Type. You say he could cover the
The
exact
entirety of
but
even
you
just
say
this
you could cover
city
the world of it.
is a very specific
That's
skill.
what he's saying.
And the average
But you
gangbanger
right.
is not going to go out of their way to get that skill because it would be totally useless to them.
It both makes sense, bro. Cause
Yeah.
a nigga
Y'all
can't
both
tell
right.
me about something I'm inside of.
At all.
Right? That's what you say.
And I'm born.
But
You
I
can't tell
know.
me you know more about me, and
But
I'm born
I
in this
know.
culture.
I know.
Yeah, but you were hanging out at battles.
Stop.
I created the most successful company in the history
That's
of
what
the
I'm
internet
saying.
on the West Coast.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
Fan.
Hold on.
How would somebody who's just a fan be able to experience that much
you're
success?
not a fan?
Meanwhile, what success have you experienced in rap?
He said he loves
Oh, Adam. Ding, 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 ding. Adam on that nigga. What success have you experienced in rap, suspect? Since you was born into it, you know more this, that, and the third. Hey, shit. Hey, the truth hurts.
What success have you experienced in rap?
You saying you love
Like, you're
this
saying
shit
that
too.
you have all this experience, but what
for
have
a
you
long
done with
time,
it?
right?
You got it.
Adam.
You're right.
You
I
said-
mean, I don't want to make it a personal attack, but
That's
it's
what you're doing now.
too hard
now
not
it's a
to.
personal attack.
Oh
When I'm
my
getting
God,
you
you
said
said
personal.
Oh, now this nigga hot. He hurt.
I said you were a fan
I've
of
only
rap,
been
are you
listening
not?
to rap since
How
I
is
was
that a personal
32.
attack?
You
I
had
didn't
so
say
many.
listening to rap.
Suspect,
I said you got in the
you
culture
had
at
so
32.
many more
One
years than
mic.
me, and what did you do
One
with it?
mic, one mic.
Did you not get in the culture
And
at
You
32?
had all these years. What did you do with
get
it?
in the culture at 32?
That's
What
a
did you
fact,
do with all
though.
those extra years in the
Putting words in
culture?
my mouth, I didn't say
That's a fact. You had all these years. You had the advantage. Why? What did you do? I came in and I dominated this shit. And that is, Adam did, you know what I'm saying? You know, even if you don't like the nigga, got this, that, and the third to say, he built that shit and he really doing it for sure. But like now, see, suspect, he been emotional from the jump, but he finna reach a whole new level of emotional right now.
Tell me,
I
answer my
said,
question.
did you get in the culture at 32? Did you not?
No, I started interviewing rappers at
You got
32.
in the culture. That's in the culture. Now you're trying to
I've been-
cement.
do you think
that
that-
not in the culture?
do you think
Being
that-
a fan and,
Can you
and
please
partaking-
respect the one mic? Allow me to speak.
You saying you loved it since
got it.
forever.
Do you think that I just started being into
Got it.
rap at
And
32
you
when
were
I
a
got into
fan
it?
and you
I got
into
into it with
Right. I was
encyclopedic
born-
knowledge of this
Right,
shit,
so you know
and
more
that's
than the nigga
why.
who was born in it.
But
You
what
got
have you
that.
done with that?
You got it, cool.
What have you
Now you
done?
want to make it a personal attack, and that's cool. You won.
No, but you already made it a
won,
personal
bro.
attack
I
on
never
me.
made it a
So
personal
you're
attack.
not
I
giving
just
me
spoke
any
facts.
chance but
I
to
just spoke
express the
facts.
fact.
That's cool.
See,
bro.
you're
You
doing
can
the
make it
damn homie
personal.
thing. You're
Nah, that's
talking over
cool.
me because you
That's
don't want to
cool.
hear my point.
Go
But my
ahead.
point
Go
is that
ahead. Go ahead.
I have experienced.
I ain't gonna lie, him and damn homies for sure got a lot of similarities. That was a good point. Adam cooking this nigga. Now he cooking him. Him, suspect and damn homie got a lot of similarities in the way they be acting.
unprecedented success in this field. And I would have never brought that to the table, but for some reason you want to flex the fact that you were hanging out in poetry lounges with Lush.
So because you was a fan, you're being
You
hanging
keep
out
saying
where?
fan.
He was hanging out where?
How am I a
You
fan when I've experienced more success within this culture than like almost anyone ever?
Cool. You right.
No, look.
I mean, how is that a fan?
Hey, look, what you're saying is you're covering the entirety of it. You feel me? The whole thing. And you make success off of it.
Right.
So you do know what you know. You do know more than a lot of
Right.
niggas.
Would I have become successful in this space if I wasn't extremely knowledgeable about it?
But what the homie saying
Who
is
here
you
can
don't
say
know
that
more
they
than me
went
'cause
and
I'm
sat
inside
down with
of it.
Joe Budden and 3 of his co-hosts and cooked them? I've done things that no white boy has
You
ever
taking
done
it
in rap.
somewhere else.
I'm just saying. It's
Adam
true.
is
Okay,
taking it
it's
somewhere
It's
else.
not like an accident that I've managed to
I'm
have so many
saying,
accolades.
y'all, he can't compare to that because he ain't over there on that. That's not something he want to compare with you with. You get what I'm saying? But
I'm just saying,
how he's saying
he's trying to
he's
diminish
saying
my
he know-
contribution to hip hop by saying I'm just a fan and I got into it
He
when I
ain't
was
dis-
32.
he
It's
ain't
obviously
diminishing you.
crazy. So you're putting me in a place in which I have to do the thing that I absolutely never do, which is brag about how successful I am. I never do that. But you're trying to undermine me and say that I am not allowed to have an opinion about hip hop because I started doing podcasts at 32.
Not that,
What
but
the
you,
fuck?
but you saying you capitalize off hip hop. He's saying he's really in hip hop.
Well, he was
That's a
hanging
good
out at
point.
Poetry lounges and shit. Yeah.
You got it. You cool with the disrespect. Go ahead.
That nigga hot right now.
Just saying.
You got it.
But yeah,
got
no,
it.
I think y'all got two different points
You won
from
the
the
disrespect
beginning,
contest,
from
and
the start.
I'm not
No,
gonna
you
disrespect
started it.
I
You
never
forced me to do that.
How? I never attacked
Because you started
personally.
calling me a fan and
spoke
saying I
up
got into
fast.
hip hop at 32.
Did you not?
You lied.
Did you not?
You lied.
So what were
You
you
lied.
saying before?
That is kind of disrespect. I see Adam's point of it. But what I do like about this, Suspect is not afraid to challenge Adam. And he does need some pushback. We can't just let these white boys be in hip hop and nigga ain't getting no pushback. And he flexing on niggas. I done been the most successful this and you white in hip hop. We need this type of pushback, but Adam is just more seasoned in this shit and knows how to break down and win the argument.
I said I was riding BMX every day in the
That's
streets.
hip hop?
Yeah, I mean it's part of
Get
it.
the fuck out of here. No, it's not.
Oh, so now you're making fun of my BMX shit.
Hip hop. Get the
No,
fuck
I
out
was
of here.
super successful in BMX as well.
I'm not saying you're not successful. What the fuck?
But
do
don't
riding
tell me
bikes
that
got
I'm
to
not
do with
allowed to
rap?
have an opinion.
What the fuck do riding bikes got to do with rap?
Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean that it's not a real thing. Hey, you know something? If you were to ask anybody who really knows about BMX, they will tell you that I and me pushing hip hop and BMX, I'm the most influential person in the history of bike riding in terms of the music. Because I
would
was
say that.
always
I
at the
agree.
forefront.
I
was
agree.
and I'm talking before No Jumper, because I was always putting new, interesting rap. I was the first person to put Gucci, Thug, all this shit back in the day. Like after the Animal era, which ended in like 2006, I was the guy who was pushing hip hop in BMX and basically made it so that hip hop was the sound of BMX for the whole time that I was the most popular blogger in the space. But he doesn't get that, so he's down to
hold on,
diminish
look,
it.
okay, so we gon'
This shit going everywhere.
Wait, yeah, that's where I'm like, hold on, cuz now we gonna BMX again.
But
what I'm
Suspect did get me out of
Y'all
pocket
got
and
two-
forced me to do the
y'all
thing that I don't normally do, which is to
hold on.
tell you how successful I am.
The whole thing is, y'all.
An emotional nigga will make you do that, Adam. I'm gonna keep it 100 because it's like you like, damn, how it's just it be too much. But I mean, I see both sides of this shit.
But now you're playing the victim and acting like I had no right to tell
You
you.
didn't. I'm not gonna disrespect you back because you're my boss, so you got it.
You
and I'm
started
definitely
it.
I never disrespected you. I
You
spoke
started
respect.
it. You told me I'm not allowed to have a fucking
I didn't
opinion
say
about
you're
hip
not
hop.
allowed about
Oh, they
shit. Stop
hot.
putting words in my
That
mouth.
is what you said.
Did
They
I say
hot.
he wasn't allowed to say
Throw
shit,
in the rock,
BW?
hide in the hand.
BW. Did I say he
Throw in
wasn't
the
allowed
rock,
to say shit?
hide
gang?
in the hand.
Did I say he wasn't allowed to say shit?
Throw in the rock.
Thank you. Thank you. I never
Throw in the
said he
rock.
wasn't allowed to say shit.
You didn't say that, but you insinuated.
Yeah.
No,
Right.
Why are you
I
lying?
ain't saying that he's white. I just went and told you a white man that.
But
didn't know
you
about
stated
him.
facts, though.
No, I said a fact. All I said is you were a
but he
spectator.
insinuated that you was
were
white,
a
though.
spectator in hip hop until 32, and then you inserted yourself into it. I was
But-
born into
but
it. That's all I said.
That's it.
What did being born
And
into
I
it get you?
Okay, that's what I get.
And
I
you
get
didn't have to
that.
mean
What did it do?
disrespect, and
He
that's
said
cool.
that.
What did that do for you?
He said that.
You got
He
that,
said,
bro.
If anything, what you
We know
said,
you more
the fact that I've
successful, you
experienced the
capitalize
success
on
that I've
it.
experienced in
Shit on
the last
suspect
8
'cause you a
years,
millionaire for
that's
interviewing
amazing.
niggas.
That's amazing.
Cool.
You've been
got
around for
it.
30 years.
You got it,
What'd
bro.
he do?
You got it. I'm not even 30, nigga. You got it. You got it.
The hairline 30.
You got it, big.
You got big cuts.
I think y'all both got an opinion on it.
I ain't gonna cap, nah, but I mean, Adam is a white man. That's how he looking. Capitalism. America is capitalism. Capitalize off this shit. That's his measure of success. You know what I'm saying? That's the measure of success. You know what I mean? That's what he owned. It's about that pape. It's about getting that money, touching them racks. So, like, I see both of it, but you know, Adam in the end cooked this nigga. But suspect, you do get some points for having some valid facts. But you got cooked, my nigga, in my opinion.
Y'all got a point.
My problem is that he's playing the victim now when he's the one who started it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, you turned
No,
victim?
because he dissed me and like made it a personal attack before I did, and now he's acting like a victim. Like I'm fucked up for saying that I'm.
When the super chat read that Adam can't have this argument with Sus, and you said how he knows more about rap than you start making it a personal attack. And I said, whoa,
No, but that's not a personal attack. That's just me saying I have every right to have an opinion on this shit, just like you.
That's not what you said.
No, that is the point I was getting at, and now you're trying to play
Right,
victim.
that's what you've been doing to me the whole time. A point in perception. Do y'all get what I'm trying to say? A point of perception.
Y'all
You're
big
saying
got.
perception, and I'm saying
If y'all
Right,
think
bro.
nobody get y'all, cuz
No. I'm done talking about
we got exactly what both of y'all saying a long time ago.
A nigga who watching your culture can't tell you more about when you're in it. He just can't. Yo,
No, I
whole
think we
life.
already proved that
When
with the
I'm talking
gang
about
conversation that they
average,
definitely
you
can.
said average. When I'm talking about average, I'm talking about a nigga who pops
Okay.
in it.
Here's a better
You in it,
example.
that's me.
Who's got a
Not
better
your
pers-
average.
Who's got a better
You
perspective
don't
on
know
hip
my
hop?
history, so you don't know.
Who's got a better perspective on hip hop? Somebody who literally writes a history book on hip hop,
Right.
or just some random rapper?
We're not talking
It's the
about
fucking guy who
random.
wrote the
We're
history
not
books.
talking about
Yeah,
random, though.
he probably went to
Studying
every
it.
hood.
Random.
Yeah,
Stop
yeah.
putting
Studying
random
it.
on it.
But
Stop putting random on it. Say somebody whose father was heavily involved in hip hop and had you heavily involved in hip hop and you're heavily involved in hip hop. Say that. Not
that's
your
what he's
average.
saying.
You get what I'm saying? You're trying to
But did you
completely
notice that
dismantle
we're not
arguments
even
because
having a
average about
conversation
that.
about the Kendrick and Drake thing anymore? Now we're having an argument about who's allowed to have an official opinion in hip hop. My opinion is that both of
I never
our
said that.
opinions should be taken seriously and judged on their own merits. His opinion is that because I'm
Now you're
white and
judging
because
my
I got into rap or into doing content in rap 8 years ago,
Now you're
that for
judging
some
my
reason my opinion is not relevant. And
I never said it wasn't relevant.
this is my thing. That is literally what you've been saying this
That's
whole
not what I
fucking time.
said.
I cannot believe you're lying
That's
about
not-
that.
I didn't say
But
relevance. I
my
never said
opinion
that.
about it
Y'all arguing
is that
Everyone's
and
opinion is
better.
relevant to somebody.
my
I just said
opinion
it ain't relevant to me.
is that the argument are
That's a good point. It's irrelevant to somebody, but he said it ain't irrelevant to him. Yeah, he don't got no respect for Adam. I could see it. I could tell by the way he talking, all this shit. You know what I'm saying? He doing a lot. I could see it though. But he is kind of like, see, I don't know because like, okay, I get it. Suspect black culture. Like a white man can't tell you about black culture more, you know what I'm saying, more than a black person. They just can't. They don't have the experience. But a small percentage of them, an exception, can gain knowledge, but not the experience. And you know, they will have disadvantages of the shit in something like black culture. Black culture is hip hop. And I think that's what like makes Suspect so emotional about it. Cause he like now it's like you are trying to connect yourself to something that is so similar to black culture, which is hip hop. And it's like, I can't let you do that. And I feel Suspect for that. I don't think he wrong for challenging Adam. I just don't know if he is winning this argument because Adam is a better arguer. And you know, you don't win based off of emotion, but he's saying some legit shit. And you know, we can't let these niggas play with the culture like that.
and should be judged on the merits of the opinion and not turned into personal attacks. And you stepped over the line with that.
You kind of made
No,
it
you did.
personal as
You
heck.
made it
You
personal.
said
No,
personal.
but he
I
started
never made
it.
it personal.
He
That's
told me
cool.
that
I'm not gonna get
he
personal
told me
with you
because I'm
you
from
my
New
boss, I'm gonna
Hampshire,
respect
or
you.
because
You
I'm
from
old,
New
because I'm
Hampshire?
old, then I'm not allowed to have an
I didn't even
opinion.
know you was from New Hampshire.
Nigga from New Hampshire riding bikes, talking about he know more about a nigga
See,
who was
boom,
heavily
boom,
involved.
there it is,
I
there
know
it
taking
is,
shots,
there it
nigga,
is.
'cause you been
No,
taking
that's what you've been doing since the very fucking beginning. What are you talking about?
Weird ass nigga, now I'm taking shots.
He hot. He hot. He
You
hot.
been taking
Weird
shots for an
ass
hour.
He's
nigga.
damn homie.
You been taking shots for an hour.
He's sus
I was
homie.
supposed to shut the fuck up the whole time. Stop it.
Sus
Stop it,
homie.
nigga. What are you talking about, bro?
Nah.
What are you talking about? Nigga, you
Make your
was a
peace, yeah.
spectator riding bikes.
See,
You started
see,
interviewing hip
he's
hop.
doing it again. He's doing it again.
I mean,
He's
go
doing it
ahead.
again. Nobody's convinced by this argument.
All right. Shit.
Nah, people are
The
though,
argument
Adam.
of,
I ain't gonna
I get to
lie.
have an opinion because I've been hanging out in
never said what
poetry
you
lounges
don't
and you
get to.
don't because you were
Cool.
successful
More
riding
diminishing.
BMX
You was
bikes.
the first one to take a shot. More diminishing from.
You're playing the
diminishing from
victim.
what I was actually
You're playing the
involved in.
victim.
That's not a victim. I'm saying
He
you're
is
trying to
playing
diminish what I was
victim.
involved in.
I do believe Sess is playing victim, and that is not helping his argument. You don't got to play the victim to win the argument.
Poetry lounges. That's like for the equivalent.
How
of
are you
we
not
said,
diminishing
oh,
what
y'all
I'm
be in that
involved
little
in?
parks. You had
See,
little
look,
parks
he's
and
playing
hood
the
days,
victim.
But you know more
You're
about
playing the victim because you started diminishing my life experience before me. Why are you talking to him? Talk to me. Talk to me.
You don't know more about
Don't talk to him. Talk to me. Talk to me. Don't talk to him.
I don't need to.
That's some hoe ass shit. Don't be looking at him when you could be looking at me.
Whole ass shit.
Look at me.
Oh yeah, cause we listen.
If you want to argue, look at me.
We listen.
Don't be looking at the guy sitting next to
Sus,
me.
where you going?
That nigga leaving. He hot.
Damn, I thought we were just making contact, bro.
Sit your ass down. Don't do that.
Damn.
Cuz where you going?
No, he out.
I thought you was out.
He out.
Adam said
That nigga suspect. He done got frustrated and got on, bro. That nigga finna go smoke that weed and try to chill out. I do feel him though. I feel suspect. He's an emotional ass nigga though. This is like in arguments. See, the thing about suspect, cool, it's good. You made your point. That's what really matters. Both of them made their points. You could take that side, you could take that side. You could agree with this point, that point on opposite ends for sure. But like Adam treating this shit like it's the great debate. And that's what makes you look stupid because you not winning the argument this way. And Adam care about winning the argument. Plus, he is still making points. And once you let a nigga get you all emotional, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm not trying to shit on suspect or nothing like that. That's crazy. You know, because he is of the culture, in the culture for sure. But they making valid points, and he just can't, you know, he just ain't debating as good as as Adam, straight up.
Oh, no, hey, Adam, no. At the end of the day, cuz from the beginning, you was talking bigger, he was talking better, right?
No, but that was the opinion number one.
And
This
then
opinion is about,
You
this
heard
argument
what
is
he
about
said. You're
who
white.
gets to have an opinion.
Basically, he was like, nigga, the culture, which he was asking you out, telling you, nigga, you can't really tell me nothing about something that I grew up
Right, but
on.
my point is just
But
that
you
he
like-
started that argument
Yeah.
of who gets to have an opinion. I never. What am I going to say? I'm not going to start
Yeah,
that.
you saying that.
I
he
never
saying
make it
that
about the
he ain't
identity
allowing
of
you
the
to have an
arguers.
opinion.
It's not about the identity of who's arguing. It's about the ideas.
I ain't gonna lie, honestly, that's a stupid perspective. You can't, you're not gonna learn something from somebody else because they not from your area or in your field. That is a dumbass perspective, and you ain't gonna get nowhere in life like that, straight up.
Right.
And so immediately making it about, oh, you're from this way of life and I'm from this way of life, that doesn't change the validity of the ideas that are being
I
argued.
think
It should be about the ideas.
I think there's right now, even if I explain to him and explain to you, y'all kind of still like both going like this. So it really don't.
Yeah,
even
we're kinda
matter.
just churning
y'all
water
both
at
on
this
some
point.
different shit. I get what the fuck he's saying. It's like y'all don't.
It
get
really ain't no right or wrong right now, though.
You saying you
really
don't.
The one thing I think is wrong
He not
is-
saying because you white. He's saying at the end of the day, for real, you not hearing.
Yeah,
him.
but he keeps
not
saying, oh, I didn't
because
say
you
it was
white,
about
you
being
can't
white,
say
but it was about New Hampshire, only started doing podcasts 8 years ago. You're right. You didn't say the white thing, but you made it about like everything else.
So now he
surrounding
telling the
my
truth.
whiteness.
You could have been Indian. What are you talking about? You could have been black.
The point
You could
is,
have been like a Flacco, not in the
the
culture.
point is
So-
that if we're
What is he saying? I'm not saying white. Stop trying to make
But see, Flacco is hella knowledgeable though. I would say Flacco could potentially be more knowledgeable than Suspect. And we gotta stop doing that just because Flacco from where the fuck that nigga from? North Dakota. He's still black, and black is hip hop culture. And he's still of the culture. Just because okay, he grew up differently, but we can't. You could still learn from niggas who didn't grow up in your backyard, or you know what I'm saying. That's just not you're not gonna grow like that, if you can't learn from others and people, maybe in different fields, different areas. But I don't know why Suspect wants to know more. I don't know why he just so stuck on I gotta know more than Adam or this person or that person. Well, I don't know what. Maybe it's a pride thing. Why does he care that much?
just explain that you didn't say white. Are you not listening?
You saying he was going around
He
it.
was talking about everything besides that. But okay.
No, you're trying to say I'm alluding to
He
white,
was-
and I'm
yeah.
saying it could have been Flacco, a nigga who was somewhere in the middle
Okay.
of Fargo.
But this is the
being a
thing.
spectator.
If
feel
you
what
and
I'm saying?
Flacco
He talking
have an-
about y'all life, it's
Sus.
the equivalent for Flacco.
If you and
spectating
Flacco
on
have a
y'all,
legitimate
and then come
argument-
get in the gangbang culture, and you're like, bro, you wasn't even.
If you
you
and
spectating.
Flacco have a legitimate argument,
You got it.
you should be able to
doing it.
argue about that and not make it about, oh, Flacco, you're from North Dakota. Because
yeah,
yes,
weak
sometimes
tactic.
there might be an argument in which the fact that he's not from here will kind of like inform why his perspective is totally ignorant, which I have felt that
sounds
way
like
with
my
Flacco
whole
before.
point.
Right.
That you're not from here, so your perspective might be ignorant. You're not from this culture.
He's
so
saying
your
that's what
perspective-
he
No,
said.
that's my
That's
problem.
exactly what I
My
just said.
You
point.
saying you
No.
not Flacco.
And how is that not
You're
valid?
missing the point,
How
is
is
that
that not valid?
We should be
That you're
able
not
to
from the
have an
culture, so
argument without you
so
trying to
I
make
feel
it
like
all
your
about my
perspective- but
identity.
How is that not valid? That you're not from the
Because-
culture, so
Yeah. See, now Adam is basically trying to teach him how to be a better debater and arguer, because you can't. That's a weak tactic to use to make it about his identity. Let's just argue facts, and you know what I'm saying, and his identity could be facts, but that weakens Suspect argument, But see, this is the perspective that I'm talking about. Like, Suspect is stupid because he not stupid, but what he's doing is dumb. Believing that you can't learn from someone not in the culture of the culture about the culture. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to learn and get game from people. You know what I'm saying? And Adam is in the culture. He just got in later. You know what I'm saying? At a later date. And I mean like the hip hop culture. But that don't mean, like that mean like the vet can't learn something from the rookie. That's just stupid.
understand the culture.
But
like
we're not
somebody from
talking
the
about
culture.
gangbanging. We're talking about Kendrick, Drake, and
Hip-hop?
J.
I'm talking about
Cole.
hip hop culture. Hip hop culture. It's
Okay.
hip hop culture, not us.
But can you make me a promise?
Do you get what I'm saying? It's
Can you
hip-hop
make me a
culture, not
promise
us.
that the next time we argue about something, you're not just going to make it about my identity?
You made it. Look. I can never make a hip hop argument in hip hop culture with somebody who's not actually from hip hop culture.
This is literally
You
the thing that I'm
inserted
asking you
yourself-
not
He
to do.
going in
inserted yourself
circles.
into hip hop culture. I was born in hip hop culture. Is what I'm
Okay.
saying.
Everything you just said is what I'm asking you to not
And
do.
I can't not do that. I can't.
And
not
that's
do
you
gonna
might
really
not
hold
have
you
a
back
job.
as a podcaster, because the people at home don't want to hear us argue about like who's the coolest, who's the most
never said nothing
hardcore.
about that.
They want to hear us talk about the actual ideas at play. But when you say like, oh, your opinion is not valid because
I never said
of
your opinion
whatever,
wasn't valid.
that's, to me, that's boring to the audience, and it's kind of like insulting to the fellow hosts and stuff. Like,
Right.
I think that you should be able to have an argument about music without, like if me and Vlad had the same argument, there's never going to be a moment in the conversation where Vlad tells me because I'm younger, or because Vlad's been working in hip hop way longer. He was doing the Ghost Ride the Whip documentaries up in the Bay, all that kind of shit. Like, so he could make a very similar argument to what Suspect is saying, which is to say I have more and more long-standing hip-hop credentials than you, so therefore my opinion is right. But guess what? Vlad is a very, very experienced hip-hop commentator and podcaster, so he would never make that argument. My argument is just that when you hear a valid argument or you hear an argument that you don't agree with, and then you just make it all about saying that the other person comes from a different walk of life, so therefore their perspective is not as valuable. That's like elementary school level arguing. That's not like real good podcasting. A good podcast would be one in which you argue about the actual conversation at hand. Now, I'll admit, this ended up being a very, very entertaining episode because of the fact that we were screaming at each other. My point is that screaming at each other about our life experiences is a lot less interesting to the audience than talking about the actual topic, which we kind of covered that in like stage 1 of this, and then we moved on to like.
And what makes it boring specifically on this platform is that Adam has been challenged about this. It's not the first time somebody's have been trying to challenge Adam's credential and validity in hip hop because he's white. So it's the repetitiveness that makes it boring. Not necessarily, if this was the first time, cool. But Adam, see, he thinking about business always. He like, yeah, it was entertaining because we was arguing. So which is gonna spike up the numbers. So he like focused on how to be the biggest and the best. And Suspect is not he trying to teach Suspect like, nigga, this is how you argue. You know what I'm saying? But Suspect don't look like he receiving it well. And he could get some game from it, but hey, who knows? Shit.
Who's allowed to have an opinion in rap?
I think y'all made it a good episode.
One way or another.
By even y'all saying all that shit y'all disagree on.
I have to like grab Suspect after this and give him like a bear hug and be like, I know we just argued, but it was just for content, man. I love you, bro.
He know that.
Nah, bro.
He hot. He hot.
I would never. You feel me? Because I'm not even tripping like that, but nigga, the moment
you would have never did all that personal shit.
Big millionaire flexed on the nigga who really born in this
you
shit.
Forced me to do that. You forced me to do that.
You
forced me to do that because that doing the whole shit. See, look how mad he is.
Yeah, he on some emotion.
How mad he is.
Some whole shit.
Look how mad he is.
But Adam, he's saying as the bro, as a nigga that work here under you. You already know certain shit.
But he forced me into doing something that is totally out of character for me.
Yeah, man. See, now Suspect is back on the emotional train, bro. I can't really rock with it. That's why he lost the argument. And it don't look like he gonna really learn too much from this. But it's like you can't be mad at it. Like you said, you was stating facts. Adam just stating facts. And y'all both went personal, and you don't like what he said, so now you want to throw a fit, and it's like the calmest man wins, and that just ain't what he, I guess he ain't hip to that, and now they back at it again.
The fact that you started making it about my experience in hip hop. I feel like you haven't been listening to anything I said in the last 5 minutes. That's crazy.
You got it.
All right, I think we're just gonna wrap this up. Because Suspect is triggered as fuck.
Oh my God! Nah, you ain't.
Hey man, y'all let me know what y'all think about this, bro. It's Cartier. You in Cartier world.